Hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining us. We have an action-packed show for you. We have guests galore. We're going to talk to Hans. We're going to talk to Ronan, Kyle, Guru. We're covering stories all across the business. We're going to really try and get a sense of what we can expect for the rest of the year.
All right, guys, let's hold it right there. Boneyard, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I sure am, Feedy. Let's break it down for the folks at home.
So we see Andy get off to the strong start as he always does, but he's got the wrong lineup of guests. Let's see if he can bounce back.
He'll brush that off, no problem.
And then a little bit ahead, if we stop it here, notice all of these awards in the background. And that subtle pointing.
Showing off that much hardware may be a humble brag, or just a way of Andy letting us know he's a seasoned pro. I'm going with the latter.
Agreed. And if we keep rolling, we can see Mrs. Choi gracefully enter and exit the frame. Now, we've heard all the rumblings, we've seen all the videos. Boneyard, what do you make of this?
Well, Feedy, we've seen her and Andy as a fantastic 1-2 combo. But is she ready to be the starter? That's the million-dollar question. I guess only time will tell.
Can't wait to see what happens next. Let's get you caught up now with the live action.
Oh man, I'm glad I still have the starting job. Our thanks to Matt Fiedler and Jess Bernardi for the instant replay of what's happening here on Up to Speed. If you haven't noticed, the use of the telestrator, slow-mo, instant replay, that's all to get us excited, of course, about football, which is back today, and we have a great way that we can all watch together, thanks to Yahoo and Yahoo Sports, and Guru will be joining us to talk about that in this episode. And as Matt mentioned, the lineup was incorrect, so we have a star-studded event here and a star-studded group of guests that will be joining us today on Up to Speed Live. So as I mentioned, we have Guru to talk about Watch Together. We're going to be talking with Kyle and Joe Russo to talk about our network strength, our performance there, some of our wins with root metrics. And then, of course, Hans will be joining us. But before we get to Hans, we want to make sure that we talk about some of the news that's happening out west and the wildfires that are affecting so many of our loved ones and friends out west there. And Heidi Flato from our communications team joins us. And Heidi, thank you so much for the update here. And of course, we're thinking of you and everyone out west as we see those images of those orange skies. I know the air quality can be an issue, but as far as our network performance is concerned, Heidi, if you can give us an update.
Yeah. Hey, Andy, thanks for having me. It has been an early and crazy fire season out here in the West. So I read a stat this morning that we've actually got fires burning in, I think, 13 of the Western states. So basically, the Western U.S. is aflame. It's really, really sad to see. But our network is holding up well. I've got to give a shout out to our network team. As always, they are running to the crisis, and they are really keeping things running. All of the plans for redundancy and backup power have really paid off. So there have been no significant impacts, spots here and there, but typically they're happening in the wildland areas where either there's not much population or people have been evacuated. But really just taking care of the network and making sure people can connect when it matters most.
Absolutely. And as we continue to monitor the winds shifting, obviously there's going to be some more challenges, of course, for public safety, first responders, but even our customers who may be looking to stay connected. Are there digital options? Are there options that we should make sure that our customers know about?
Yeah, I mean, I think the pandemic really drove home the need for making sure that customers can take care of their needs online if they can't make it into a store. So it's a good time to remind folks, particularly out here in the West, if they have needs, if they need a phone or an accessory, if they need to do some shopping, they can do that online. And they can get customer assistance with their accounts there too. And they can use the My Verizon app as well. If they need to come to a store, they can make an appointment online too. So it's a good time to visit VerizonWireless.com.
Absolutely, and great to know that our network is performing well. no major impacts to our customers. And of course, Heidi will be thinking of you and our colleagues out west. Heidi, thank you so much for that update. Let's turn it over to Hans now. And Hans, obviously, we want to hear from you about what's happening out west. But first, just wanted to mention and congratulate you. CES 2021 is all virtual. And Hans, you will be delivering the kickoff keynote. It seems like such a long time ago that you were up there on stage at CES introducing the world to 5G. But here we are now. Congratulations for that announcement. Any preview to what we'll be speaking about?
Thank you, Andy. I'm not sure you should congratulate me. It comes with a lot of work and a lot of preparation from the whole V team. This is just an amazing thing. You know, this is the largest consumer electronics show or the consumer show in the world. Hundreds of thousands of people viewing, and of course, Verizon being on the top spot. That tells a lot about how far we have been traveling with our 5G and our technology. So I'm excited, but I also, of course, in all these type of events, you need to have the A game up. But I'm pretty sure that the whole V team and the communication technology team will help me to put together a great show. I will reveal now what we'll talk about, but I can tell it's going to be about 5G and the progress we've done. And remember when we were at CES some 2 years ago, a little bit more, I guess, we talked about the 8 currencies. And this time it's sort of delivery time and talking about what we've done since then and use cases, technology advancements. And as I said before, we have a jam-packed second half of 2020 where we're going to do a lot of announcement that's going to be fitting very well into that CES. So we are excited as a company. I'm starting to preparing myself because this is a big event, and of course I'm not going to be alone on stage for an hour. I'm going to have a lot of friends helping me out. I think that's the best way to do it. So that's about it. But yes, we're excited that we're chosen as the keynote speaker of that size and of event. So that's great. Coming back to what Heidi said, and it's natural disasters that is just continuing across the country of the United States and in all the world, of course, as well. But keeping us right now with the fires, it's just devastating. And we all know the criticality of the infrastructure. And as it was mentioned, you don't fix that in the middle of the crisis. This is something is how you build a network. And our network and technology team has been onto this for years to see that we have the best network and it's performing, still with challenges and a lot of great employees doing great work out there to see that we're delivering in the front line as well. So thank you for all that work that we're doing and supporting our customers and society in these tough times. Always coming back to that we as a corporation, as a country, as a world still has a pandemic running around there, which is lethal in many senses. I just want to reiterate the health and safety for all of us, regardless what you do in our company, if you're in the front line or if you work from home. The procedures we talked about are still extremely important. I mean, social distancing, masks, and all of that. And if you are in the front line, we have everything for the store employees and for the field engineers, what is supposed to be done. And just remember it. Remember your colleagues, because we're far away from over. Even though maybe media is reporting a little bit less on it, it's still the same danger. And I want you to really think about that. Another side note before we go into this star-packed you up to speed. I don't want to steal all the thunders from them, but one thing I can tell you, the executive team is meeting today, and we had during 2019 and 2020 sort of every second executive meeting, we were traveling around in the country and even outside the country to meet employees at the same time we had our executive meeting. That's not working anymore. But now we're doing a virtual tour. So we're using this and we're going to different places and employee groups and having conversation. And today we're going to meet some parts of the employees in GN&T and talk about the crisis management. We're going to listen to what the customers are saying in those areas. And we will continue with this as long as this sort of virtual environment is ongoing, that the executive team will come to different sites and talk to the specific groups and getting the inputs from employees. and what customers are saying in this area. So today is the GN&T time for that virtual tour for the executive team. So we're excited on that, and that's going to happen in this afternoon, US time. That's about it for me today.
Hans, thank you so much, and it's wonderful that we're able to focus our team and our executives onto the GN&T organization and our network. Of course, we're going to bring in Kyle right now here, and just before we do that, given what Heidi has shared regarding the wildfires in Oregon, we do have a little bit of breaking news here. I want to let you know that Verizon will be providing unlimited calling, texting, and data for customers in the hardest hit areas like parts of Clackamas, Marion, and Jackson counties in Oregon. It begins today and it runs through at least next Wednesday. So once again, we'll be thinking of our friends out in Oregon, out west there, as folks are dealing with those wildfires. But with that in mind, of course, we want to make sure that our network is top-notch through any situation. And let's bring in our Chief Technology Officer, Kyle Malady, to talk about our network strength and performance. Kyle, good afternoon to you.
Hey, Andy, how you doing, bud?
Doing well.
Just what you said right there is kind of how I'd start off. Verizon, we have a history. We put the customer first, and what you just said right there exemplifies that. And I think that's what I'm really proud of in terms of the overall V team, and in particular, in my case, the GN&T team, and how we're showing up during all this strife. I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and we just keep getting body blows from all these different natural disasters. And our customers, the same thing. We had that northeast storm that rolled up the northeast. We've had these hurricanes down in the south. We had a derecho come through the middle of the country. And now we have these fires on the west coast. And each one of these events, the V teamers show up. We're prepared for this stuff, but everyone's a little different. And we do our best to put the customers first and make sure their services are working. And, you go back to the Credo, the couple lines from that is, the quality and reliability of the products we deliver are paramount. And, that is really most important when people are having tough times and you're having these, really troubling situations. We need to be there and they need to count on us. And, another line is we have work 24/7 because our customers depend on us 24/7. And we really live that. And just a huge shout out to all of the engineers and technicians and the folks in the stores and our account reps with customers for really just putting the customer first and helping them out in the time of need. And I'd also add VMG to that because Guru's going to talk to us a little later about football starting up and some cool applications. I know everybody could use a little enjoyment in these times of strife, and he's got some cool stuff he's going to show you a little bit later. But we talked a lot about that, and thanks to all the team for showing up. But I have to say, I'm also proud of we keep the ball moving forward on technology. Even while we're dealing with all of these things, we keep moving the ball forward for society and our shareholders and our customers alike. We had a lot of good things that we announced over the last few weeks. We launched our first 2 mech sites. That's great. You've seen a lot about that. We have 10. We'll have 10 by the end of the year. We stay on track with that. We've completed our first end-to-end fully virtualized 5G call on our 5G core network that we're just starting to build. That's going to bring great capabilities, both consumer and enterprise. We just started on that. We're the first carrier in the U.S. to do roaming with South Korea on 5G. Another first. We continue to deploy thousands of 5G small cells as per plan, so we can keep building up the coverage and more people can get their hands on 5G ultra wideband, which is the 5G done right, if you will. And we're on track for our technology development so we can have nationwide 5G this year. So we continue the drumbeat of all the technology advancements, and I'm really looking forward to strong next few months. We'll be really rolling out these things and really excited about that. So we kind of walk and chew gum at the same time. But we all kind of know we do a good job. It's good to see some third-party evaluation of our services, and we're really happy over the last week or so. We saw some reports from Root Metrics, which it's a third-party independent survey of different wireless carriers and their performance. And once again, we've won for the 14th time in a row the best overall wireless network. And we don't take that lightly. Like I said, everything we do is for the customer. This proves to us that we continue to do the right thing, but we don't rest on our laurels. We need to continue to work. We need to continue to do the right things. We really need to press hard and continue to make sure our network is the best it could be. So while the team is proud of this, we're looking for number 15. And we popped the champagne for about 10 minutes, and we said, all right, what do we need to do so we can get it the next time too? So continue to great focus there. Another third-party bit of information we got was PC Magazine did another independent study in their own kind of testing methodology in 26 different cities, and guess what? We won that one too. So once again, we're really happy about that. We celebrate for a few minutes, and now we're moving on so we can continue to provide the best networks, both landline and wireless, for our consumer customers and our enterprise customers and small business customers. So lot going on here in GN&T, and I couldn't be happier how the team's showing up.
Kyle, thank you so much. And as you mentioned, I mean, really, we never rest on our laurels, and it's a testament to what we are dedicated to. And as you mentioned, it's our customers. To talk more about what we are doing for our customers as we talk about network and, of course, all the recovery efforts that are happening around the country right now, let's go to Joe Russo. Joe, thank you so much for joining us. And, I echo all of what Kyle has shared in terms of our dedication to our customers. That's where it starts.
Absolutely. Thanks, Andy. And hello, V-Teamers out there. Normally, the past couple times I've been on Up to Speed, I've been speaking to you in my role as part of the Emergency Operations Center revolving around COVID. Today, I am representing the global network management and the various operations teams across the network organization. I'm here in one of our network operations centers. I'll be participating with Hans in that virtual meeting later today, and we'll be sharing more information about how the teams are responding to these crises, keeping the network up, and also proactive work we're doing to inform, educate, and improve our customers' experiences. So it was my week on the rotational schedule, so I decided to, since I'm going to be on video a lot, come into the office. So I represent this global network management team, and that team wakes up every day with the following in mind, right? They are trying to provide the best, most reliable, highest performing, and most secure network for our customers. And that's our task every day when my team wakes up. And through this pandemic and the hurricanes, the derecho that we mentioned, and now the wildfires, we know that our network needs to be always on. So I wanted to share a little bit more detail about what we say when we say that winning these awards is a result of how we build our network and the culture of our employees as they run to this crisis. And, some of the key things I think about is, we have generators where others don't. We put in secondary and tertiary paths in our network where others would rely on only one. We build extra capacity knowing that there will be failures and unexpected events where others run their networks just for the sunny days. We plan and perform routine maintenance every day to keep our equipment healthy, and that's a step that I've seen others skip. So, when I think about the network and technology and the various groups, our planning and technology development teams, they're making sure that we have the latest technology and that the plans on how we will deploy that technology have built-in resiliency and reliability. And then our engineering teams take those plans and make them real. And they make sure we have the capacity and we're taking the appropriate routes to avoid potential danger spots, and they make that plan real. And then our operations team, one that I lead, we're carefully monitoring that network every day and maintaining the health of that network. And if we see a fault, we respond with a sense of urgency. That's the way we show up. And going into this year, even before we knew how crazy it was going to be, the Global Network and Technology team made a significant commitment to the business units to further stretch our lead in network reliability. We made some additional investments in redundancy of some of our critical networks. We removed some troublesome equipment. We set lots of stretch targets on how fast we would repair things. And we put tens of thousands of our employees through a Reliability Matters training campaign to properly make sure that when they're working on the network, they are making sure that they're preparing, pausing, and confirming that things are going to work right. And that avoids network outages. And just some results of that. So through August of this year, the number of major outages that we have had is down 35%. But probably even more impactful for our customers, we measure every time we have an outage that impacts a customer, we count those minutes. And the total outage minutes impacting our customers is down 73% this year. So our customers are seeing the benefits of the way we build, design, plan, and respond for our customers. So when storms hit, we're ready. It's been in the process. It's in our culture. It's in our DNA. So when, as an example, Hurricane Laura hit, massive storm over 400 miles wide, hit Louisiana and East Texas, we were ready. After the storm blew through, we saw no outages on our wireline network. All of our designed resiliency worked. And 96% of our wireless network was in service after the storm. We quickly ran in once it was safe and deployed over 30 temporary cell sites. We even used a tethered drone to provide service in those areas that were really hard hit, and we had some coverage gaps. So I hope that I was able to give you a little bit of a picture of what network reliability and performance really looks like at Verizon. And I am certainly proud to work with what I believe are the best engineers in the business to deliver on our promise to our customers during some really, really challenging time. And I look forward, Hans, to spending some more time with you this afternoon with some of my teammates, explaining even more around the details of how we do this. So, Andy, back to you.
Joe, thank you so much. That pride swells up as you mentioned those numbers. We know minutes matter in any kind of crisis, and that 73% number, just a wonderful source of pride for all of us. So kudos to your team and, of course, to the rest of our GN&T team. And by the way, Joe, your apparel there, getting lots of love on Twitter. Go Hokies, indeed there.
Go Hokies.
So as you can tell, Joe and our friends on Twitter here, they're excited to talk about who they're rooting for. And that brings us to our next topic here. And of course, as Kyle mentioned, the need for levity, entertainment, for time to unwind is very high right now. And football can't be coming back at a more perfect time. And so let's bring in Guru to talk more about this exciting Watch Together announcement. Guru, thank you so much for bringing football together for all of us.
Hey, Andy, thank you. How are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Good, good. I'm going to ask you for the team you're cheering for in NFL in the end, so I might put you in trouble, but let's get some Twitter war going on, right? Before we continue, I do want to, again, congratulate Kyle and his team, the GN&T team, all the amazing work you guys are doing. I mean, you make us proud and always putting customer first. So Kyle and team, great job, and thank you for everything you guys do. So now to sports, as Kyle mentioned and Andy mentioned, I'm counting down to the NFL football season kickoff tonight. I hope everybody is. Like many of you, I love sports. I think you're hearing that energy. I've missed everything about it, the competition, the players, the camaraderie of watching it with friends, and of course, fantasy that you can see here in my hat, which is the Yahoo Fantasy Sports. Early on, if you look at the journey early on, we recognized that there was a big opportunity to shape the way we experience sports, music, and live events, leveraging Verizon and Verizon Media's broader ecosystem technology, our streaming capabilities. We created something called Watch Together. Watch Together is essentially a co-viewing experience designed to innovate live events by providing fans the ability to live stream, interact, and immerse themselves fully in the live event. So we're excited to kick this off with our first partner, which is the NFL. And this season will look a lot different than the past, as we all know. And let me tell you why it's going to look different. Starting tonight for the season kickoff, football fans will have a new way to watch the game with Watch Together feature on the Yahoo Sports app. So first, please make sure you have the Yahoo Sports app. This co-viewing experience allows you to invite up to 3 friends or family to watch the game together despite being apart. So when you're streaming the game tonight on your Yahoo Sports app, you simply have to tap the start button from the Watch Together banner. You'll see it clearly on the app, located underneath the video player. So when you're watching the live stream, there's a nice banner, and from there you enter in the nickname, the room name you want to create. You can create a fun name. Once you're in there, that's when the fun starts. You tap to invite friends, share the link, welcome your friends as they join. It's that simple. So then just you sit back, cheer along, or even do a little bit of trash talking. I think I'm definitely in game for some trash talking tonight with some of the friends. And I already know for sure there are 2 sets of groups I'm going to call in today. I know I've told Hans already, Christy, Diego, we're going to create a group. And then I've got one with Tammy, Ronan, and Kyle coming up as well. So be ready for some fun. 2 cool features. I think it's important to know how much technology and innovation has gone behind this. One, Watch Together includes something called intelligent audio. So what this feature automatically is adjust the game sound while you're chatting. So allowing you to chat freely without having to shout over the game audio. Secondly, the live stream is also synchronized across devices. So no one in the room will yell touchdown before you see the play. So we made sure everybody gets to see the same pixel, if you will. So Watch Together, again, is a great example about what we can do to help our partners innovate while also delivering the next-gen consumer experience that create connection and, of course, community. And in addition to Watch Together, Yahoo Sports will also be enhancing the NFL experience with a new experience called Play AR. Play AR actually provides the ability to see a 3D replays of key game plays in real time. This is an awesome feature. Again, I'm hoping you get to try that from all different angles. But with all these things, what I would say is action speaks louder than words. So please download the Yahoo Sports app, tune in, tell your friends for the game tonight, experience Watch Together, send us feedback, and use the Play AR. And what I would say is this is just the beginning about how we are shaping the virtual live events experience and what the future holds for us. So through our technology, what Kyle's team do, what we do at BMG broadly, we have the unique ability to create powerful, immersive entertainment experiences of the future like no other. So I'm super excited. With that, Andy, you got to tell your team that you're rooting for this year. You
All
can
right,
pick
Guru.
many, but go for one tonight.
Well, I mean, it's no secret. I'm a Chicago guy, so go Bears.
Okay.
Now I'll send the question back to you. Who are you rooting for?
I'm a Niners fan, but tonight I'm going to root for the Kansas City. So
a lot of Chiefs fans on the Twitter chat there.
Chiefs. Yeah.
Now that said, Guru, thank you. As we kind of close here, I know that we're going to have to ask Hans the $1 million question, and most people know who he's rooting for, but it's an interesting season for Hans's team, right?
Yeah, I'm rooting for New York Rangers. No, I was joking. No, yeah. So I'm a Patriots fan, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting season. But I'm also excited. NBA is going on at the same time, and NHL as well. So in these times, I think this sport is for the ones that likes it. And there are other things what one can do, but I as like Guru, I'm excited over sports and what it brings to the table in times like this. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. Hey, a quick summary of this. First of all, Kyle and team, and I don't want to steal the thunder, but the work they're doing with the resilience of the network and the wins in route metrics, and it's so clear that, hey, we won number 14, that's fine. We just move on. We just need to keep this up. This is how we build a company, and I have a great confidence in our network and technology team that they will continue to do it. So it's just great to see. And then listening to Joe talking about how we have improved the resilience of the network, the numbers are staggering in a year that infrastructure is more important than anything else. just so we know that, and it will continue to be. So I'm really proud of the team and what you have been doing. Then coming back to what Guru talked about. Remember when I talked about the VLC decided for a three-pronged strategy or a governance early on. One was the pandemic, where Joe and Christy was running the sort of the daily challenges with the pandemic, which we continue to do. Then we had the business as usual, where the VLC continued to do. And the third one was, of course, how can we innovate on products for our customers in a new world? And I think that you heard Guru speaking. This is exactly what we were expecting. I mean, this new way of sharing the virtual sort of NFL game and being able to both talk and chat. That's the new way. I mean, remember also we launched a couple of weeks ago what we're doing with NBA, which was another way we innovate. All our different units, the consumer group, the business group, and of course media group are all innovating in this time. And I have to say, Verizon Media Group has been very innovative to come up with new products in this virtual world to delight our customers. That's what we need to do. So I thank the teams for that, and I thank Guru and his team for being innovative for tonight's game. Hopefully it's going to be an exciting game, and you can use the app in order to get it even more exciting. So all in all, a lot of great things happening. We still continue in the three-pronged strategy. We still have the crisis, as I mentioned. We still have a lot of important things doing business as usual. We need to continue to keep our customers happy, seeing that our shareholders are getting what they need, and of course doing what we need to do for our society. And I think we're doing quite a lot of those things, and I'm proud of the team that how we're performing in these times. We just need to continue to do it and energize each other. Yesterday it was a very important piece on Up to Speed about mental health and all of that. And I have said so many times to all of you, remember to reach out to your colleagues, your friends constantly. It is a new environment. I mean, we're sitting home, many of us, some of course we know, are going out in the field or in the stores and doing a great work and an important work for our customers every day. But please reach out and see that you're staying close to the near and dear ones, but also the colleagues that you normally meet in the office, but you're not meeting anymore in the office. I urge you to do that, and also take a look at the piece from Up to Speed yesterday to get a lot of good inputs about the mental health and things that can happen in times like this. By that, I hand it back to you, Andy, and I thank the old guys on this call for doing a great job. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Hans. Thank you, Kyle, Guru, Joe. Thank you, Heidi. And Hans, thank you for mentioning, and we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that today is World Suicide Prevention Day. So please do as Hans mentioned here and take a look at yesterday's Up to Speed. And at the very end, we ask the challenge to find and think about someone that you'd like to reach out to and make sure they're okay. And so that challenge, of course, continues today on World Suicide Prevention Day. Before we go, another quick update here just to let you know, if you haven't seen the 5G documentary, we're talking about the network quite a bit today, of course, and every day. But it is on the Inside Verizon app for our V-Teamers. It's a single sign-on, so you'll drop a code in there, and then in the webcast tab there, you're going to be able to see the Speed of Thought documentary. That is an exclusive on the Inside Verizon app. So as I mentioned, a star-studded event today, kind of the Avengers Endgame of Up to Speeds here with so many people. Our thanks to all of our guests and the synergy and the way we work together. It amazes me every single day. And of course, thanks to all of our teams who make that happen. Thank you for watching, and until next time, you're Up to Speed.
It's a rainy 72 degrees here in my mom's Midwest backyard, but I hope you've got plenty of water for our next stop. It is hot, like triple digits hot. Everyone likes to say it's a dry heat. I'll take your word for it, but I'm still bringing the cooler. Ow. Welcome to Phoenix, Arizona. Despite its desert-like conditions, there are some picturesque outdoor activities here. You could roam the Desert Botanical Garden, which is home to more than 50,000 plants, hike up beautiful Camelback Mountain, or check out Hole in the Rock. And yes, it's exactly as it sounds, a massive hole in a giant rock formation. Phoenix was also where we kicked off this year's Verizon Innovative Learning Device Rollout, providing tablets, internet access, and other educational opportunities to students in need. We delivered 3,000 devices to middle school students in the Glendale and Alhambra school districts. Since 2012, Verizon Innovative Learning has donated more than $535 million in market value to support STEM education, helping students enhance their learning by infusing technology into the school's curriculum. It is exciting to think that these kids have the tools to become scientists, teachers, even musicians. Speaking of music, Congos is a band of 4 brothers originally from Johannesburg, now making Phoenix their home. This talented family writes, produces, and mixes their own music. So let's turn up the dial, and I'll catch you on the next staycation stop. Here's Congos.
My name is Dylan Congos. I play in the band Congos. The other 3 members of the band are my brothers, Jesse Congos, Danny Congos, and Johnny Congos. And we are coming from Phoenix, Arizona.
Tears I shed of shame, I should have known. I should have thought. I could have thought before I cast that stone.
We grew up all around the world, and we had so many different musical influences that it all comes out in this kind of hodgepodge of alt-rock, world-influenced, rhythm-heavy music. One of the things that makes our band unique is the brother aspect. There aren't that many out there of 4 brothers in a band. We all write independently, so we all have our own songs, we all have our own styles and influences, and that comes out in the music. You'll hear everything from hard guitar-driven songs to synth-driven songs to ballads and everything in between. I think that gives us a certain communication that we have as brothers when we play and write music, especially when we play live. We're very in tune and in touch with which direction a song might go.
Broken. Now the mind must be walking. So what are you waiting for? Tell me what's the hesitation?
Phoenix is a good place to be an artist. When we were starting to kind of play shows, there was such a cool scene. There was all these bands from Phoenix that started to really build a scene and build a following, and it was kind of exciting because multiple times a week there was big shows happening, local fans coming out to see them. It's a really artist-friendly city. Our interaction with fans has changed pretty drastically. Basically, it's all been online now. You know, no one's touring, and it doesn't look like anyone's going to be touring for a long time. So we started doing these weekly live streams on Fridays. We play songs, and then we spend about an hour kind of just chit-chatting with fans. They're asking questions on our Patreon and on a private stream. It's been kind of cool in that way. We've been able to connect with fans on a more regular basis, but it doesn't replace, you know, going back to playing live shows.
All the mysteries get unlearned. All the history just becomes a string of dates.
I feel honored to be chosen to represent Phoenix on this Verizon road trip. It's a special place. It gave us an opportunity as a family to grow and as a band to really grow and to kind of get our wheels rolling. Everyone can find our music anywhere online, but the best place is Spotify and Apple Music. Got 5 albums out, a 6th one is coming. That's the best place to find us.
Show spinning, low light, passing through people from room to room, room to tomb. Got to reunite and break some bricks of K6 and if I lose my mind, I don't mind. No, I don't mind. I don't mind. No, I don't mind. So all the corners getting crowded, people, music getting louder, places out of space, spilling into the streets. Stop feeding all together, close your eyes, shout out loud. I don't mind. No, I don't mind. I don't mind. No, I don't mind. I don't mind. No, I don't mind. No, I don't mind. No, I don't mind. shoes off and count to 10. Get this girl close until we're touching skin, making some space. She don't mind. So all corners get crowded, people, music getting louder, places out of space, spilling into the streets. Time for them now together.